Hello and welcome to Devil's Advocate. Are the linkages between sport and politics in Indian cricket acceptable or undesirable? That's the key issue I shall raise today with the President of the Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association, a member of the IPL governing body, Cabinet Minister Farooq Abdullah. Dr. Abdullah, let me start with a simple question. Arun Jaitley, Lalu Yadav, Narendra Modi, CP Joshi, Sharad Pawar and yourself, why are so many top politicians involved with cricket in India?
I think sport gets a boost. In my own state, as Chief Minister and before, if you are part of this sports thing, you are able to do things much rapidly. Then you are able to open gates which normally do not open. That is the only advantage.
Except for the fact, Dr. Abdullah, Indian politics is not just demanding and challenging, it has huge problems. If you aren't cheating yourself from your political responsibilities, where do you find time for cricket?
No, but I'll tell you, the importance of it is that there are so many good things you can do. Now, if you are in the government, you are with a party that is in power, the advantages you have is that you are able to do things far more rapidly.
Except for the fact that your first responsibility is as a Minister of the Government of India, your political priorities should come first. Cricket seems to be taking up at least some of your time.
No. Not only. People are also responsibility. You are from the people. Government is secondary. You are from the people.
So cricket comes before government?
No. You are giving benefit to the people.
Except that you've been chosen to run the country, to run a ministry. If your time is being divided between the ministry and cricket, surely governance is suffering.
I don't think so. There is not that much that the man is giving that much of time. The board...
Are you seriously saying ministers don't matter and it therefore doesn't matter if they aren't in their ministries working?
No, you see, like I have a board. I have a chairman. I have a working president. I have a general secretary. I have other members. In Kashmir, there is a separate group that has been elected. There's a separate group in Jammu. They run most of the day-to-day works.
Let me put it like this.
I am actually basically just watching.
In a country of 1.2 billion going on to 1.3 pretty soon, are you telling me that they can't find other people to run cricket associations?
No, they can find. Why not? It's not that they can't find. Can you imagine recently, in Rajasthan, there was an election. A cabinet minister, my colleague, also became president of the Rajasthan Cricket Association.
Precisely my point. Why are politicians obsessed with cricket?
Because it's not the politicians, it is the people who want them to be an assistance to them.
Politicians push them in to fight elections. Let me put to you what is a worrying concern. Today, cricket is far and away the wealthiest of Indian games. And at the same time, the proportion of politicians involved with cricket has risen hugely.
Yes.
Is that a coincidence? Or is that in fact suspicious?
No, it's not suspicious because none of us have anything to do with finances. I have nothing to do with the finances of the association. I do not sign checks. I only am there to see that nothing goes wrong.
So you're genuinely telling me that altruism alone drives your motivation in cricket?
Exactly.
What about the fact that you're not therefore spending as much time in your ministry, you're not spending as much time involved with your constituency as you should be? Both of those have suffered at the cost of cricket.
No, in the ministry also, and in the as member of parliament, I am able to help in creating stadias. You see now, for instance, we have now had IPL.
But you're Minister for Renewable Energy. Creating stadias is not your priority or your prerogative. How much time do you devote to renewable energy?
All the time.
But then you can't have time for cricket.
Very little time is there because there is an association which runs the show.
So you have no conscience.
It is not the president that runs the show.
You have no conscience and you see no confusion in the fact that you have loyalties that split between cricket on the one hand and politics on the other?
No, there is no splitting of loyalty because you are also looking after the constituency because you are helping them to develop sports in that area.
Let me accept that. Others may quarrel. Let me accept that. Let me then put to you, as a cricket administrator, the confusion and the controversy presently surrounding the IPL. Are you, as a cricket administrator, embarrassed by the situation the IPL finds itself in?
First of all, let me tell you, it is unfortunate the way it has been blown up. Lalit Modi...
Are you blaming the press for blowing it up?
Hold on. Lalit Modi is one man who really did bring IPL to a world stage. I'm the poorest of the association of cricket. Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association is the poorest. It is because of the IPL and the finances that BCCI gets, that we are able to now develop stadias, which normally we couldn't develop.
I accept the point you're making about IPL. And I'll come to Lalit Modi in a moment's time. But come back to the question I asked you. Are you today embarrassed about the controversy surrounding IPL? Yes. After all, you have allegations of corruption, tax evasion, favoritism, and lack of transparency.
That is the point which, on the 23rd of this month, when we meet in Mumbai, all this will be thrashed out as to what has happened, why it has happened, where is corruption, why that corruption. And if there are people who have bought these franchises, they are supposed to be told, not only to the board, but to every individual in India or the world, who are the people who are actually purchasing these franchises.
If I understand you correctly, you're saying to me at the board meeting on the 23rd, all these allegations of corruption will be looked into. In other words, you're saying to me there is a need to clean up the image of the IPL.
I think it is necessary for BCCI to start looking into where things have gone wrong.
So you accept things have gone wrong?
It's not a question. What I have read in the newspaper, I don't know much about it other than what you know.
When you discover on television that the income tax authorities are raiding the BCCI office, the IPL office, Mr. Modi's own hotel suite, and when you then read in the Times of India on Friday that there are even serious question marks about the 2008 auctions and people are wondering whether those were free and fair and transparent, are you embarrassed by the totality of the situation?
Every Indian is embarrassed, but we do not know what has come out in the raid. You don't know. I don't know.
But the fact that
nobody knows.
But the fact that you're being raided is embarrassing.
Sir, there are so many people who are raided. All my political life I have seen.
But are you saying raids are routine?
No. Income tax raids are necessary sometimes, as you have seen. The amount of money that they have got from these top houses when they've been raided, because a lot of the money they're put on side.
Precisely. Income tax raids happen where there's suspicion.
No, I think because the media...
And they end up exposing corrupt money.
Look,
are you worried that the same thing applies to the IPL?
No. I would say, because the media generated so much of heat, that this Department of Income Tax had no other way out but to go in and see whether there is any truth in the matter or not. So let us wait till that comes out.
This is the second time in this interview you've pointed your finger at the media. Earlier you said the media had blown the matter out of proportion. Now you're saying the media has generated so much hate that the income tax had to wait. Is the media to blame?
Can you imagine?
Is the media to blame?
In that entire media, what did I see? Either poor Sania Mirza's wedding.
You're going off the subject.
No, hold on.
I'm
telling you what they did. Our IPL. These were the two things.
So are you saying? So are you saying to me?
The rest of that was.
Are you saying to me?
News.
Are you saying to me the media is to blame? That the media is really the problem?
It is not to blame, because that is the other important thing that India has in democracy. But media must look and check before they start pointing fingers. Now, if income tax rate is taken, that does not mean that there is definitely something wrong.
No, but you know the phrase. You know the phrase that there is no smoke without fire. Millions, hundreds of millions of Indians today are saying to themselves, if the income tax authorities are questioning Lalit Modi for minutes or hours, if they're raiding his offices, IPL offices and BCCI offices for hours, then clearly there is smoke, clearly there is suspicion. Has the good name of cricket, which is loved by hundreds of millions, suffered?
Who says no? I will not say it has not suffered. I think the controversy has blown the entire thing so badly that the cricket lovers are shocked.
This is why at the meeting at the 23rd you want a full, thorough and detailed inquiry into all the allegations.
Exactly. Not only me. I think every member of BCCI and the IPL will be there to really find out exactly in black and white what has happened.
And there will be no attempt to exonerate an individual or a person or to exculpate Lalit Modi because he's done good work in the past.
Look, it's not a question of exoneration. It's a question of really finding the truth.
That's a promise you're giving.
It's not only I giving. I am responsible to the rest of the nation.
And this is a responsibility.
And I have to stand before the nation. Otherwise, the nation will say, Farooq Abdullah, what were you doing there?
So this is a
How would I stand before them?
So this is a responsibility you owe the people of India.
That every one of us who is member of the IPL owes this responsibility to India. Not only to India, to every cricketing world.
Let's take a break at that point. I want to come back and put to you the serious concerns that have arisen about two individuals, sadly in particular, Lalit Modi and Shashi Tharoor. That's in a moment's time. See you after the break. Welcome back to Devil's Advocate and an interview with the President of the Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association, a governing member of the IPL body, and Cabinet Minister Farooq Abdullah. Dr. Abdullah, let's come to the two men at the center of this sad controversy around the IPL. First, Lalit Modi. Do you still have faith and confidence in the man?
They say, unless proved guilty, you are not guilty. So let's wait till the 23rd meeting goes.
All right. Let me then ask you specific questions. He's been accused in the public press of offering a bribe of $50 million to the Kochi franchisees to give up their franchise. Do you believe that story?
It's not a question of belief. The question, it is now it's in the public domain. We would like to find out whether it's true from the man himself.
So it has to be thoroughly investigated?
Yes, yes.
Thoroughly?
Why not? Otherwise, what the hell are we doing there?
Was Lalit Modi right to reveal the details and names of the Kochi stakeholders, and that too through tweets?
Look, I think it is definitely one of the prime things that BCCI had said, that every person who has bought the franchise, his name should be there. Everything about him should be there, so that people are clear.
So there's nothing...
that who are the owners of that franchise.
So there's nothing wrong in revealing the names?
Not at all. I don't think so.
And tweets...
And if he has not revealed something, then he should be held to task.
So in fact, revealing is a plus point?
Yes.
And tweets are an okay way of revealing it?
He has done it that way. He could have gone to the media in a straight manner. That is for him to explain.
That's a matter of choice.
That's a thing he has to explain to the board.
It's also emerged that several members of Lalit Modi's family are owners of IPL franchises. Others have, in fact, digital rights in their names. Does that worry you?
You see, let me tell you, this has come to my knowledge and to the others' knowledge. But how do you kill a family? If my son-in-law is there and he is in the business thing, I have not done anything to promote his business.
Except for the fact, if he's your son-in-law, you would ensure that he doesn't seek business in areas where you are of influence.
You see, this is what in the Supreme Court or the court, High Court is the same thing. That if there is a sitting judge, his son or his relation cannot practice in that court.
Let me put it like this. Is there at least an impropriety in the fact that Lalit Modi's relatives have got contracts, have got digital rights?
See, first of all, it is going to hit him. Because he'll have to explain. Was he involved in giving it to them?
And will you call for that explanation?
Yes.
On the 23rd?
Yes.
Strongly?
Strongly.
And you will scrutinize it carefully?
Has he played underhand things to get them? If they've got it on their own, I'm not against it, because this is a free country.
But you will look to see if it's underhand?
Yes.
Not
only will I, others will look to.
One last question on Lalit Modi. There is speculation in the press that he could be downsized at that meeting on the 23rd, or he might even be removed as chairman of the IPL. Would you be in favor of that sort of action?
No, I will not be in favor. I will not be able to remove him, though I would want that BCCI president must exert also a dominant power.
So in other words, you'll bring the BCCI president into a position of dominance alongside Lalit Modi?
Yes.
That is downsizing, isn't it?
I don't know whether you call it downsizing, but I think it's checks and balances.
What if your inquiry on the 23rd reveals that there is something underhand about Lalit Modi's behavior?
Then I think it will have to be taken up by all of us there. And I cannot give any comment on it in advance. That we'll have to see right there.
Let's then come to the second person in the eye of controversy. This time it's Shashi Tharoor. He is in fact a colleague of yours in government. He's been accused both by the BJP and the left of corruption. Has he embarrassed the UPA?
Let's say one thing. Poor fellow has been in controversies ever since poor fellow joined.
Many of them perhaps of his making, some would say.
Yes, I think probably not knowing our Indian way of politics has been too long in United Nations. He just opened his mouth, which really put him into.
So you're saying he's naive and inexperienced?
I would say he's naive and experienced. I think he's good looking and he's smart and he speaks well, but I think he doesn't know.
Is he corrupt?
I don't think so. I don't think he needs to be corrupt.
He doesn't need to be. Need doesn't determine corruption.
I don't think he's corrupt.
Let me follow this on with a couple of specific questions about Shashi Tharoor to you. He claims he's only a mentor of the Kochi team. But given that he's been repeatedly ringing Lalit Modi, sometimes even late at night after midnight, and given in addition that he's been questioning the way Lalit Modi has been analyzing or, let's say, evaluating the IPL franchises, has he in fact overdone his monitoring?
Well, this is what they say. This is one of the things which we are going to find out in the IPL meeting as to what really has triggered this war between my ministerial colleague and the IPL.
So you will inquire at that meeting into the conversations Tharoor had with Modi?
Yes.
And you will also inquire...
And we'd like to have evidence about it.
And you will also inquire whether Tharoor was putting unfair, unwarranted, undue pressure on Modi?
Yes. Yes.
So in other words, this is an issue that needs inquiry.
Sir, as Prime Minister said, and I quote Prime Minister, that he'll come here. I'm sure he'll get all details from him. So I don't know what was written in his...
But an inquiry is needed.
I think the Prime Minister is going to inquire.
Let me put it like this. The press are asking whether Sunanda Pushkar is a proxy for Shashi Tharoor. The BJP and the left are convinced she is. What do you believe is the position?
Sunanda is a Kashmiri.
That doesn't exonerate the possibility.
She's a Kashmiri. And she's a very smart businesswoman.
She could still be a proxy.
I don't know. This I don't know because I have no idea what has transpired between Sunanda Pushkar and Shashi Tharoor.
Two quick questions. You're not saying that because she's a Kashmiri and because she's a good businesswoman, she can't be a proxy?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Frankly, I tell you, I really do not know.
So is this a matter that has to be inquired into?
I think they will find out. They will find out.
Should Shashi Tharoor himself have revealed that he was a close friend of Sunanda Pushkar rather than let it be discovered the way it was?
I think he shouldn't have been afraid. I mean, how does it matter? He's a friend of a woman.
So he should have been upfront about it?
He should have been upfront. Why not? What is there to hide?
He should have said so at the word go rather than let it emerge.
He should have said she's my friend. How does it matter?
Because the way it's emerged has embarrassed him.
I think it has embarrassed him and he must be feeling sad that he didn't reveal this in the beginning. It's not bad to be a friend.
One last question. Given the principle that Caesar's wife should always be above suspicion and the need to ensure that government ministers are always above suspicion, should Shashi Tharoor step aside until his name is cleared?
That point is to be decided by the Prime Minister, not by Farooq Abdullah.
Well, when the Prime Minister decides that he'll be ordering Shashi Tharoor, do you think Shashi Tharoor should voluntarily take the honourable course himself?
I think that I'd leave to him.
If you were in that position, what would you do for yourself?
I don't think I'll ever be in that position.
But
I'm too old to have such things.
But God forbid you were.
Well, then my decisions would be...
to step aside?
Yes, I would go.
Honour first?
Yes. Not only honour of mine, but honour of the country and the government.
Dr. Abdullah, that answer is crystal clear.